MrsSperry.com presents Macbeth, Act 5, Scene 7 Summary. Macbeth is in an open area where he can hear his soldiers and Siward's soldiers fighting. Macbeth says he is tied to a stake. He cannot run away. He says he must fight like a bear. Note: Macbeth is comparing himself to a bear in a bear baiting competition, an old sport where dogs were forced to attack a bear tied to a stake. Macbeth feels trapped. There are soldiers all around him. He can fight, but for how long? Macbeth asks where the man is whom the witches had said was not born from a woman. Macbeth tells himself that kind of man is the only one he must fear. Young Siward enters. He asks, "What is your name?" Macbeth tells young Siward that he would be afraid to learn the name of the man he is facing. Young Siward says he would not be afraid even if Macbeth had a name hotter than, worse than, any name in hell. Macbeth says, "My name is Macbeth." Young Siward says that the devil himself could not say a name young Siward hates more. Macbeth says the devil could not say a name young Siward could be more afraid of. Young Siward says Macbeth lies. Siward is saying he's not afraid. Siward says he will prove with his sword that he is not afraid of Macbeth. Macbeth kills young Siward. Macbeth says to the young man's body that he was born of woman. Macbeth says he can smile at swords and laugh at weapons that are used by any man born of woman. Macbeth walks away. Macduff enters. He is looking for Macbeth. He is listening for the sounds of soldiers fighting. Macduff hears something and says, "That way the noise is." He asks Macbeth to show his face. Macduff says he does not want Macbeth to have been killed by another soldier's sword because then the ghosts of Macduff's wife and children will never leave him. Macduff says he does not want to fight foot soldiers who only fight with their long spears because Macbeth has paid them. Macduff says he will put his unused sword away if he cannot fight Macbeth. Macduff hears a loud noise and says Macbeth must be there. Macduff knows that the only real fighting is near Macbeth. Macbeth's other soldiers are only pretending to fight. He asks Fortune to help him find Macbeth. Macduff says he wants nothing more. He leaves. Old Siward and Malcolm enter. Siward asks Malcolm to follow him so Malcolm can enter the castle. Siward says the battle for the castle was easy because many of Macbeth's men left him to join Siward's men. Siward says the Thanes, the Scottish nobles, had fought well. Siward says the win, is almost Malcolm's. Only a little more time is needed to complete the fighting. Siward says there is little to do. Malcolm says they have fought against soldiers who tried not to hurt them. Siward asks Malcolm to enter the castle. They leave. Some sounds of fighting continue.